Okay, y'all, we're going to go ahead and get started. Thanks for logging in as usual. Tonight, we are going to talk about momentum and how to get it and how to keep it once you have it. So our team has really grown the past couple of months, and what I have noticed is that there's definitely some legs of the team that have some major fire going underneath them, but we're having a hard time with what to do once we get the momentum. It's kind of like, here's the rush. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. And then we're kind of like, relaxing, where it's like, how do we keep that momentum going? And that's something that I myself have asked a lot of my uplines and people that are more successful in the business than I am, because it's something that I struggle with. I feel like sometimes I push so hard, like towards the end of the month. And then once it's done, I'm like, ooh, I need to take like a week off. I'm like, whoa, I kind of burnt myself out. I contacted a jillion people in the past 3 days and I've closed all these deals. And then kind of at the first of the month, it's like, ooh, I'm going to take a few days off. This is not saying you cannot take a few days off, but when we get that momentum, if you don't keep rolling with it, you're going to have to constantly be rebuilding it versus just riding the wave of momentum. So it's something that I've struggled with personally, and I feel like sometimes I do these calls with what I'm struggling with because I know that I need help with it. So I think it's something that everyone can kind of benefit from. So there's an awesome Diamond Ambassador that I always tell y'all to watch her videos. Her name is Tara Castaneda, and she just did a DDD call, which is, it's Destination Diamonds, like one of our way upline teams, but they do a call every week from really awesome leaders in the company, and they kind of do like 15 minutes of something that has really impacted their business, and hers was on momentum. So I just thought it was perfect because I had actually been talking to Jill and some other people this weekend and saying, okay, when you get that momentum, what do you do with it? Because I feel like that's where we struggle. So the first is, what is momentum? A lot of people just see momentum as a result. Like, oh my gosh, these people have a ton of momentum going on their team. That momentum did not just happen overnight. They didn't just wake up one day and then their team started signing 1 million ambassadors and their team had all these rock stars. It was something that was developed over time. So momentum is actually the pace of which your team completes action. So what is the pace that we're going? Pace is going to set everything for your team. I know that y'all have heard me say before, I always ask y'all, okay, do you want to go fast, or are you kind of okay with just what happens with Plexus is what happens? And a lot of you say, okay, I want to go fast. And the reason is because fast is attractive to people. No one is impressed by someone who's like, oh, I've been in Plexus 5 years and I'm making $1,000 a month. They're like, oh, I have to work this 5 years to make 1,000. They're impressed with people who are like, oh my gosh, you've been working a year and you quit your job. Holy smokes. They're impressed with those kind of people. Okay. So fast pace is definitely what you want in order to catch momentum. And the pace that you set is going to be the pace that everyone follows. So this is something that I'm learning also is y'all see what I do, and that's kind of what y'all are going to emulate. So if I'm not posting on the team page, if I'm not adding ambassadors to the team page, if I'm not adding customers and no one sees that, then they're not going to be very motivated. They're like, well, she's not very motivated. Why should I be? What's the big rush if she's not in a big rush? And this is where I'm at fault. So this is why we're going to talk about kind of not waiting on anyone to create your momentum. I know that we have a lot of awesome leaders on this team, and sometimes we're all of us are very hesitant to be like, can we do that? Is that okay? I don't know. Go ahead. Go for it. Nothing is stopping you from being innovative in this business. No one is stopping you from Lexi. I just see her in the computer right now, so I'm just going to say she did a trade show. She didn't ask me, oh, hey, can I do this? She said, hey, I think I'm going to do this. That's awesome. She did not wait for me to okay it. There's no reason. I'm not her boss. She's her own boss. I'm her upline, but I'm not her boss. I'm here to support her, not tell her what to do. So don't wait on anyone to create that momentum. If you feel it, do it. Create that sense of urgency. So I'm going to give you some actions in order to create momentum on your team. So everyone wants momentum. How do we create it? The first thing is public edification of your team. What that means is praising your team. That means, I don't know if y'all have ever heard the saying, people work harder for praise than for a raise. If you tell people they're doing a good job, if you publicly make it known, oh my gosh, this person signed the first ambassador of the team for the month. Awesome job. Oh my gosh, this person just went and did a trade show booth. Holy smokes. I'm doing public edification for Lexi because I didn't do that. Sorry. But that's something that's excited about. It's something to be excited about. This person made her first post. Y'all go post on that. That makes people feel good. Think about when you get a note in the mail. How cool is that? You feel really good. Even if it's like, hey, I thought of you. Thanks so much for all you do. You're like, oh, I feel really good. It's just a small thing that goes a long way. So start doing that for your ambassadors that do stuff in the team, that people that are working it. Post it in the team page. Oh my gosh, this person got their first preferred customer. Great job. This person's only been an ambassador a week and signed their first ambassador. Holy smokes. That makes people feel good and that makes people be excited. That's something that I need to work on. I personally know that I sign ambassadors and sometimes I add them to the team page, but I don't welcome them because whatever, crazy life teaching. But that's something that I'm only hurting our team because I'm not showing y'all, look, we're all working here together, So make sure that you're doing that, praising your team for good things that they're doing. The next one is challenges. So I know Laura, she's also on this team, on the call. I saw her earlier. She asked me earlier, what can I do for my team? She has a few ambassadors that are working, and she asked me, what can I do? I want to do some sort of challenge for them. Is that okay? Is there something that I can do just for a few people? Absolutely. If you have one ambassador, you can do a challenge. If you have 100 ambassadors, you can do a challenge. It can be in a little small thread. It doesn't have to be on the team page. It can be a thread. I know when I first got started, I had a thread with my people that were working it, and I would do little challenges like, hey, we're going to do an IPA challenge. That's income producing activities. We're all going to contact 2 people a day. And then I would tell them, when you're done contacting your 2 people, post it in this thread so we can encourage each other. And I would do it with them. I would not ever just tell them, y'all contact 2 people. I would do it with them. I would say, hey, y'all, these are my 2 contacts. This is kind of what happened. And we were doing it together, so you can absolutely do challenges. Another thing is events. Events is huge and something that I'm really going to start focusing on now that I have some time. Online events. We're actually going to have one next Thursday, the 16th, when I get back from Vegas that night. We're going to have an online event where you can invite potentials to it. People that have been interested in the product, people that are interested in the business. Events could be anything from 3-way calls, 3-way chats. That's an event. You're showing the business to someone. You're exposing someone to the products. That's an event. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set an events calendar, and that's all it's going to be, is a calendar of events. And I'm going to schedule 3-way calls. I'm going to schedule one-on-one meetings with people, coffee dates, dinner dates, whatever the case may be, online opportunity meetings, in-person online opportunity meetings. Those are things, again, so you don't have to wait for my approval. If you want to do an online opportunity meeting, get with some people on the team page and post in there, hey, y'all, I want to do an online opportunity meeting to expose people. Does anyone want to help me? And I'll be more than happy to get on that call with y'all and kind of guide you through it. That's why it's really important whenever we do those online opportunity meetings for you to log in so you can kind of see what's up with them. They're super easy, and anyone that I've ever had log on to them has signed up as a customer and ambassador for my team. So events are huge, and they're what's going to drive your business. Eric Worre, which is like a top network marketing person, he said, if you look at your calendar and it does not motivate you because there's no dates on it, it's empty, that's what's going to be happening to your team. If you look at your calendar, that's the pace of your team. If there's nothing written down on it, no events, your team's not going anywhere. If it's full of events, your team is booming. So we want to get our calendars full of events, because the more events we have, the more people that are getting exposed to this business. Number 4 is setting team goals. So I know that I do team goals on the page. I say, our goal is to add this many ambassadors. And I used to be a little bit nervous that, these people are just going to think that I'm just so selfish and I'm just trying to push myself forward. And that's not true. I've learned that that is not true at all. In teaching, we always have an end goal in sight. So let's say I taught math. Let's say the kids needed to know division in 10 days. I needed to plan backwards from those 10 days to see, okay, how in 10 days am I going to fit everything that they need to know and have time to review and all that good stuff. So goals are something that's not selfish of you to set goals for your team and say, hey, y'all, my goal is to go get gold this month. Will you help me? And that's something I think a lot of us struggle with. I know that we are all very independent people, so sometimes it's really hard to ask for help. And honestly, this past month is the first time I've really kind of been vulnerable and told y'all, this is my goal. But it's important to share your goal, because when you share your goal with people and you tell them out loud, it builds excitement for you from them, and it builds a sense of community. If you only have 5 ambassadors, that's 5 ambassadors. That's amazing. a lot of people never get that many ambassadors. Get some of your people together that are leading it and tell them, hey, y'all, my goal is for y'all to all go silver this month. My goal is to go gold by the end of the month. This is what needs to happen. Together as a team, we need to add this many ambassadors. I would love for y'all to help me. That it's very hard to say that, and it's very humbling, but I promise you your team will come together for you and it'll bond y'all even closer. So setting team goals and having a team work together to reach them is big. The next one is quick success. So whenever your ambassadors see quick success, they're going to be stuck to the business. For me, for example, I had no idea what I was doing, but I did not wait to post on Facebook very long. I just kind of copied what my upline did. Actually, I exactly copied and pasted her post on my page. The first month I remember getting my commissions check and it was $400 and I freaked out. I was like, what the heck? I had a quick success and I was hooked. Okay, the next month I had enough to pay our mortgage. I had an $800 check and I remember thinking, what the heck? It was actually a little bit closer to $1,000. I was like, what? Oh my gosh, I was hooked because it did not take me very long. It was like instant gratification, and we are in an instant gratification world. If it would have taken me 8 months to make a $100 check, I would have not worked the business like I do now. So that's why we say it's so important to get your new people on three-way calls with someone who does have a success story, someone who has been with the company and has been able to do these awesome things. Lucky for us, we have uplines, very, very close uplines to us that are really successful. I mean, y'all's stories are incredible. Y'all have some amazing health testimonies, but y'all, I quit my job this year. That's stuff that is not fathomable to a lot of people. Our next upline is making a potload of money a year. She is making, if you look on the income disclosure, Sapphires make about 20 grand a month. Been with the company for less than 2 years and is making that much. That's a huge success story. And these are people that you can get your potentials on the phone with. That's why, it seems kind of silly and you don't see the value in it until you start doing three-way calls. They are huge. People get hooked. And those people that are like, well, I don't really want to post yet. I want to wait and try the products out. And once they hear someone with success, every single time I've gotten off a three-way call, people have gone onto their Facebook page and they post. Every single one. They hear successes and they're going to see success and they're going to get stuck with it. So we really want to start implementing those like crazy. And I'm going to do more training on that because that's something I want to focus on. Okay. The next one, number 6, is bottom up mentality. And what that means is build from the bottom up. Don't just focus on your level ones and that's it. Encourage everyone at all levels. That's why, again, I like three-way calls, is because it does help you build a relationship with your lower levels so that when it comes time where you do need them, they know who you are and you aren't just like some Joe Blow next door that they don't want to help. They remember having that first conversation with you and that excitement that you build in them whenever they got started on Plexus, and they're ready to hustle for you. People that don't know you, when you contact them and try and ask them about, oh, hey, you're a white line in the back office. Hey, I saw your order didn't go through. They're going to be like, who's this girl that just wants my money? But if we get them connected with us and we get them on the three-way calls and we get them on the three-way messages and they know us, they know their uplines and we're like a family, then they're going to be more willing to come together and help you in your time of need. Okay. And they're really going to be willing to work as a team. So build from the bottom up. Really, really don't just focus on your level ones, focus on your whole team. I know I wish I would have done that in the beginning, but I honestly didn't even realize what networking marketing was about. So there's a lot of people in the beginning that those relationships were never built, and it's kind of just one of those where it's too late type of thing, which is unfortunate. But learn from me, learn from my mistakes. Start now. Start contacting every single one of the people on your downline. Start calling them. Start just talking with them, building friendships. Don't just talk about Plexus. Talk about life. Add them on Facebook when you see that they're added to the team page. When someone on your team is added, add them and say, hey, I'm your upline with Plexus. I'm so excited to get started. How are you doing? Where are you from? Tell me a little bit about yourself. Get to know them as people, and they will help you. They will have this great sense of community, and your momentum is going to go from there. And then the last one, number 7, is provide a community of unity. So when energy is heightened, momentum is built. This is so true. When your energy on the team page, when your energy in your voice, when your energy when you talk to people is crazy high, people want to join you. People want to join something that is bigger than them. So that's why I'm really going to ask my leaders to step up, and everyone that's on this call is a leader of mine. I'm going to ask y'all to step up and start participating in the team page. I'm going to ask y'all to start doing shout outs, to really start encouraging people, start being vocal, because I know that we talk within each other a lot. We do a lot of threads and we talk back and forth, but people on the team page don't see that, and they're the ones that need to see that. People want to join something that's bigger. They want to join something that's exciting. They want to join something that's going somewhere, not something that's dead. So really providing a community of excitement, and we're all one. We're here to help each other. That is going to build some momentum, okay? So activity really honestly is just a big one. I know sometimes it's hard. We're busy. But maybe before you're going to bed, instead of just scrolling Facebook, just say, you know what, I'm going to scroll this team page. I'm going to shout out a couple people. I'm going to like and comment on some things. I'm going to give some feedback on this call. I'm going to do it because I know that it's going to be the work now that I'm going to put in that's going to create some crazy momentum later. Okay? And then I just had kind of this analogy that I wanted you to think about when it comes to momentum. Think about when let's say you're bringing a sled up a hill. Let's say you're pulling the sled. You pull it. It's pretty tough. That's you building that momentum. What happens if you stop? Let's say, what happens at the end of the month when you say, whew, I did my work. It's the end of the month. I'm done until the 3rd, 4th, 5th. What happens? Your sled's going to go backwards. You're going to lose ground, and then you have to start climbing again. You have to pick up the slack that you lost, start climbing again, and then 15th of the month rolls around, you get tired again, you take a few days off, you go backwards. It may be just a little bit, or it may be a lot, but it's backwards, and it's going to take you more time to get back up to the top of that mountain. So the more that you slow down, the more that you take those breaks, the more that you're not consistent with your business, the harder it's going to be for you to gain momentum. But guess what? When you do, the work does pay off. What happens on the other side? That sled flies down the other side, and there's no stopping it. So I really want you to think about that. I've caught myself guilty of this, and I'm changing it now. I'm changing it now where I'm not going to treat the end of the month like, oh my gosh, it's the end of the month. I have to get everything in before commissions close. I'm going to treat every day like it's the end of the month, and the urgency is there. And I promise you, if you do that, your business is going to go places that you have never seen it go. So really just think about that. We had a lot of momentum build at the past month. I don't know if y'all have noticed, but the team page has been quiet. And I know it's because we're tired, but I just don't want to see that momentum that everyone has worked so hard. Y'all busted it last month. I just don't want to see everyone go backwards, then have to re-climb that hill, because that's never fun. So really, really, really work on that. I know I'm going to be working on that personally, and I'm going to open it up for questions. I'm going to stop recording, but y'all are doing a great job. I'm so proud of y'all. Y'all are doing big things. I love seeing y'all get out of your comfort zone. Y'all's posting is amazing. Y'all are branching out, doing things like trade shows, doing online calls, doing awesome things. And y'all, that's where leaders are born, and that's where crazy things happen. So those of you that are going to Vegas, I will see you then. Everyone else, I will see you next week.